So we're supposed to start recording, everyone. I have no idea what Ollie is. He's obviously got the 10K followers now. Actually, he flew past 10K and it's gotten to his head. He keeps messaging me saying it's different now. He's being invited to all these events. All these brands are throwing money at him. So... What?
Signature?
Yes, yeah.
What's your name again?
Dan?
Dane? No worries.
Dan.
To Dane.
Yeah, it's Dan.
To Dane.
Thanks. Sorry, everyone. On the audio, he's signing my forehead currently and he's dressed in some weird outfit. It looks like he's from the 70s. Why are you dressed like that?
Oh, one sec. Sorry.
What? We're recording.
Hello?
Listen on that phone call. You're not that busy.
Crown?
You're not that busy.
Yeah, I could probably get down there, but we'll wrap this up pretty quickly.
No, we won't. It'll be a normal show. We're not wrapping anything up quickly.
Yeah,
no, we're not. No, you're not. No, you're not. Why are you wearing a fur coat?
Speak to my
And
agent.
boots on? Why have you got no shirt on?
Cool. No worries, Dane.
Hey guys, welcome to the Dan Does Footy podcast. You can find more of Dan Does Footy on the website, Spotify, YouTube, and social media. Lids off. See ya. There was heaps of sick kids, and I was like, where are they? Kick him harder. Kick him all harder. Punch him in the face. That was bloody horizontally challenged, if you get what I mean. Boner. Tough crowd today. Should we say this is the line? If you don't hear the next bit, it's over the line? Okay, so if you don't hear the next bit, I've got a line. Who's just walked past Punt Road? He dips him. Come on. Wow, look at you.
Hang on. I'll just set myself.
Are you okay?
I'm better than ever.
You
I can't
look-
actually quite sort of... It's quite tight.
What is this podcast?
It's pretty good, isn't it?
We don't do... We're not a serious organisation here, are we? What are you wearing? Are you happy with yourself?
Just wearing my Thursday best.
You've changed. Ever since you've hit 10K followers, you've changed completely.
Yeah, well, that was always going to happen.
Well, like this extreme?
I think it could go further.
I don't hope it doesn't.
I'd be wary of that.
What do you reckon now that you've hit your 10K? Who was your 10,000th? Do you remember?
Oh, there were a few people who reckon they got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you text them?
Just gave them a thumbs up.
Yeah.
I don't really reply
So are you still in
anymore.
character now, or are you back to being you?
Bit of both. I think my new version of myself is a character, Dane.
I can't see what you've signed on my head. What'd you write? Dane, don't call me Dane. That's worse than little Dan.
To Dane,
No.
Ollie, and then a couple of kisses.
You're so arrogant. You've changed.
Yeah.
Arrogant Ollie is what I should call you instead of Big Ollie.
For the better.
So you've hit 10K. You've flown past 10K, actually.
I have. That was my big anxiety that everyone was going to jump ship once I hit 10.
I would love for it to be 9999.
Yeah, it'd be pretty funny. But no. We're in the 0.5s now.
How do you feel? Is life different at 10K?
It is. I had a Jack jumper follow me.
Oh, who? Mark McVeigh.
Jack McVeigh.
Yep.
Who's just... Mark also followed me.
Yep.
And I think Jack's actually on his way to the NBA, so I technically have an NBA follower. So
Huge. Well, you didn't get... now, I'm even so scared to go near this, given what happened last time we spoke about stuff in America.
yeah.
He's Jack Blackie wanted it for your 10,000th follower.
Yeah, that was an interesting sort of 48 hours, wasn't it?
For you, yeah.
And him.
And him, definitely, yeah. He's cancelled by association, is what we'll say.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the tour, the spicy meatball tour, no good. It's off.
And you were getting tickets to it.
Yeah, I know. Good ones too.
And now, no chance.
No, I think we've learnt our lesson. I mean, it's out there now. We know what I think politically, but probably just don't touch on it.
Learn our lesson. Don't fly too close to the sun. Jack flew into the sun. It's an HD. They flew right in the heart of it and got burned. So if you didn't hear, they made a joke about it actually wasn't him.
No, it was Kyle.
It was Kyle. Kyle, it was his birthday. A cake came out of him. And obviously on your birthday, you make a wish.
Cake cam.
So it came out for him. And he had to make a wish.
Yep.
And, what I do in that situation is I go, say you're at the birthday party.
Sure.
I go, okay, make a wish, blow the whistles out, open my eyes and go, oh, Ollie's still here.
So, I can just cut that out now. I've got the power.
But what happened is that he made a joke about a bullet missing Trump.
Yeah.
And did not go down well, obviously, with people. So that's as much as we're going to say on politics. We've learned a lesson.
Yep. We're just going to say that that's what happened.
That is what happened. I don't think you can get mad. Like, that's literally what happened.
That's what happened. And
so
we all
I'm
have
sure
our own
someone
thoughts.
will find a way to email us again because we were emailed about it after we said don't email bully people. And you got to beep that out now because, of course, we're going to protect her because that's how this world works. We'll protect the bully that emailed us and abused us.
Ridiculous.
But off to a great start. Hey, thanks for putting us in your ears, guys. Let's have a great day. Let's have a great day out there. If you're going to work, if you're coming back from work, if you're listening on a Friday and you're going to work, if you're just listening whenever, hope you're having a good one. Thanks for putting us in your ears. We're glad that you're listening. Big round of football coming up. It actually is quite big. I know you're in there in your 10K outfit and this probably is just like a little minor inconvenience you have to do this podcast today, isn't it?
It is a side hobby, but that's fine.
It is, but I'm glad that you're here. But a lot has happened around the league. There's some big stuff. AFL's lost their mind with the tackling situation, which we'll get to. But I think the thing I want to start on is our friend of the show, first guest, who we went through his whole story, Sam Doherty. We went through his story from child to, and his story is still there. If you haven't listened to it, go back to one of the first episodes we did.
Yep.
He's got this amazing story, and it's obviously built around so much character building and resilience. Does his knee at the start of this year, does his knee at opening round 19 weeks ago, and says, hey, fellas, hear that inside my chest? A dog's still there. Sam Doherty still has that dog in him. He's eyeing off a comeback. Tears his ACL 5 months ago and says to the media, just wait. This is what came out. Carlton is leaving the door open for inspirational veteran Sam Doherty to make a remarkable return this year. Doherty ruptured his right ACL in the opening round of the season, but 7 News chief, blah, 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 revealed there's an optimism at the Blues to what could possibly be a return this year. After 2 previous ACL tears to his left knee, the 30-year-old was initially expected to miss all of 2024. But Doherty says it was the best a knee had felt in rehab yet. He returned to non-contact training last week and his quick recovery ramps up, which is just wild.
I remember him saying to you that was his aim, and I don't know. What was your honest thought? My honest thought was that's a really good goal to kind of help distract yourself during the rehab process, but there's just no way.
I don't want to say everything. He's one of my best mates. We obviously have conversations. I know what's going on in his life, and I don't want to. It's his story and his journey, so I don't want to take away from that. But when I probably knew this 4 weeks after he tears his ACL. He goes, I'm coming back this year. And I said, mate, I love you, but you've lost the marbles in your head. Like, that's crazy. You can't do that. No, like, that's wild to think you can do that. And he said, no, I'm coming back. And it was really a case of him going to the docs and to the medics and saying, just hear me out and let me put a case to you, just to think about it. So obviously there's a lot of, there's one thing for Doc to say, I'm coming back, and it is going to be what it's going to be, but he has like hurdles to tick off. I think medically people have to tick him off as like a legal liability. Like, no, this guy's knee is in a structurally sound and safe place to come back here. So it's actually a genuine possibility the way he's tracking. Return to non-contact training, as we said before. I spoke to the boys on Sunday. We're at an event together. The boys, like I still play, the Carlton fellas. And we spoke about this one thing, and I said, hey, what do you think about Doc coming back? And they said when he came out for a drill with them in the main group, they could not believe it, that he was back there running around doing football stuff. The case study has always been Goldsack. Now, he came back in less than 6 months, and Doc would be, I think, either 4 weeks before or 4 weeks after a Goldsack doing it, which is just... And he came back and was really, really good.
Yeah, I always thought that the quickest that I remembered was Latan did it in about 7 or 8, and even that just felt ridiculous. So I actually didn't realise that Tyson's was 6 months.
6 months. Played 2 VFL games, Tyson, horribly, went so bad.
Yeah.
Knee was fine, but just didn't get near it.
Yeah,
but then came back and played a game against someone and was really, really good. So it's wild to think. I remember reading, or someone told me, maybe, I don't know who, but they say that the risk from doing, I've got fucking signatures on my head, I can see that in the laptop, but the risk of doing your knee risk of doing a knee again at 6 months is like 5% more if you were just to wait for another 12 months, like a full traditional rehab process.
Yeah, right.
There's not much difference in the risk of doing it. Now, a guy who's 30, who's done 2 at the back end of the career, it's very much like, hey, I have a decision to make. If I do it, maybe, potentially, physically and mentally, I've had enough, like I've done everything I can, but also if there's a chance to get a flag there, there's no one more deserving, I think, as a league, regardless of who you go for, than Sam Doggedy.
Yeah, coin it.
Yeah.
Now, let's one serious question, honestly, and I think I know the answer, but let's just play devil's advocate. Does he fit in to the team? Because he's doing pretty well.
I think the backline needs him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got Wiedering.
Yeah.
McGovern, I think there's a real spot for him coming off half-back, and not even really defensively, like his actions, but just the way he leads down there. It looks like they need another voice next to Wiedering to be like, let's set us up. He makes the forwards think because he plays a loose. So it means one's rolling up on him. So he changes things down there for the Blues, but also for forwards up against him.
Yeah.
I think he'd be an addition. I think, using him as a sub, what a sub to have on the bench, ready to go. Just a great storyline. If he gets there, it'd be unbelievable. If he doesn't, then what an unbelievable mindset just to have to be like, this is my goal and I'm going to do it. Sam Docky, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Are you taking top off, are you?
I'm just going to...
Do you want to change?
The jokes happen now.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It was funny.
It's fun. Guys, if you're on Spotify listening in the car, you probably have to get on those socials. We'll probably cut something up or YouTube's the way to go to see what's happened here. But this is just crazy. Charlie Cameron, Bedford, Davies, 3-match bans, all upheld. Now, we are entering dangerous, scary territory with our game at the moment. I'm scared that I think the tackle might be dead, which is just terrifying. Let's go to Charlie's case. I think the rest are going to... It's a flow-on effect from what happened in Charlie's case. We just knew the others were going to go the same way, given that Charlie didn't get off.
Sure.
So in Charlie's case, this is the AFL's argument, which wasn't great. The AFL... when you're in an argument, with your partner or with a friend, and you're losing, and the stuff coming out of your mouth doesn't sound like it's a winning case.
Just a lot of whatever.
A lot of like, if I raise my voice louder, I'm going to win the argument.
Yeah, say more words, even if they're not valid. Louder and more.
That's it. That's kind of how the AFL felt yesterday.
Sure.
Before we get into that, and it's not about me, but as someone who's played the sport, but I think most of us could probably agree, I find it really hard that a team of legal reps make this call given on the field. Sometimes you have to have a feel for what's happened in the actual incident.
Yeah.
And I feel like the legal stuff and like their alternatives to things don't mirror or match how a game feels and what happens in a match in a split second when you're being tackled or getting tackled. So Lisa Hannon suggested in the Cameron tackle that Cameron could have tried to pull or sit Duggan down. Exactly, Ollie. Early in the tackle before Cameron took 3 more steps before they ended up on the ground. Hannon also suggested that as they were going to the ground, Cameron should have released Duggan's right arm. Charlie replies, I'm just trying to complete a tackle and not let him dispose of the ball. That's my job, to complete a tackle.
Yep.
Pretty good by Charlie.
It's
It is literally his job. Hannon, the fact Cameron's foot may have been entangled with Duggan's was entirely foreseeable and not an exceptional circumstance in a close-up tackle. I honestly thought, as this was happening, as David Zeta was behind his desk there tweeting away, I thought that the Lions have got him.
Yeah.
There's no way that the AFL can argue with this. They've generally got them on the ropes here. And they said, nah, it's upheld. You could have stopped this action. What is he supposed to do? Like, is he supposed to get Duggan to sign a consent form, put a mattress down for him, a pillow, a doona? Hey, are you okay? Do you want a bedtime story? Yeah. Like, it made no sense. He goes, Charlie actually made sense when he was defending. He was saying, look, I will get in trouble by the coach if I don't tackle him. Like, I'll let my teammates down. I have to tackle him. So the AFL have lost complete control of what we're doing in the sport. We're saying now, chicken tackle each other? Mm-hmm. When did the chicken wing come back?
Yep. I think we decided certainly last week that it felt back. But the 2 things that you've read out there from Lisa Hannon that just, I feel like are doing circles around my head, sort of Looney Tune style, entirely foreseeable, and sit him down.
Sit him down properly.
What?
A lot of players have come out today, I think it's over the week, I heard some on the radio, of like a compilation of players saying, we literally have no idea and we are scared in the tackle as a tackler. Like, that's where we're at. Do we want that as a sport? I know that spectators don't want it. The players don't want it. So the only one that are doing this is the AFL themselves. And it's, again, because there's a mounting case of concussions and CTE and cases coming forward. We saw another one during the week with Brad Shepherd. So I get that the head, we need to protect it. And players obviously put themselves in situations where they risk their health. I get that. But don't punish current day players for past cases. Because it feels a bit like we're doing that at the moment. You've changed completely what the parameters are of this game. And it's important. If I'm sitting there and I'm a player, I go, okay, so from what I've learned this year, the AFL has told me that I am safer punching my opponent in the stomach to get the ball back off him or to lay some pressure instead of tackling him.
You're going to get less weeks.
I'll get less weeks for punching my player in the guts than laying a tackle. Or elbowing him in the back of the head, or punching in the back of the head. That's the conclusion I draw.
Yeah, and you make a great point. I think it was a couple of weeks ago when we were saying, okay, so we know that this lawsuit's coming. So the AFL go, okay, I get that. That's not great. But what about these 5 really good things we've done?
Yeah.
But you're right. It's punishing players that haven't done. It's not relevant.
Haven't done that.
You're just trying to build up.
It's like, and that's the thing, you're trying to build these brownie points for stuff that's happened in the past, and we are so sorry that the players have had their issues now, the past players, and that's obviously horrible, and we want to make the game safe, but you can't rip out the DNA of the game to make it safe. Sometimes in football, there is accidents, and people get hurt, and it's happened for years, but now that someone gets concussed, you're drawing a consequence to them, to the person who's tackled them. It makes no sense. And the system you're trying to do, you're on the right path, but your punishments aren't matching the crimes.
No, they're not, are they?
At all. No. So your sentencing's wrong. You're in the ballpark, but you're just not getting it.
Yeah.
And I'd be as a player, I'd be scared to tackle now. And I think we're going to see a lot more of players going in hesitant, almost corralling. Trying to tackle people standing up. Like, there's going to be a lot more of just players breaking through tackles purely because players don't want to miss weeks over something they cannot control anymore.
You know, it would be fascinating to see if it gets to a point where, say, for example, with this circumstance with Cameron and Duggan, imagine if Duggan went, no, like, that's ridiculous. I'm going to go in with him. It's like a joint case.
I wouldn't be surprised if players say, look, we've got to actually do something against this. Because the public is loud. The public's never been louder on this stuff. I think we're all on the same page, which is extremely rare for everyone to be on the same page about something.
You see the comments section and it's like, hey, just heads up, Collingwood fan here. That's ridiculous. Hey.
Everyone knows. Yeah. The players are all on the same page. It's the AFL who are just trying to, and they are doing it successfully, just ramming it down our throats saying this is it and don't even care about how we look or how the game looks. It's actually sad a bit for the game. Like, I sit there watching games going, this game has changed completely. And there's no coming back from these decisions now. Like, you can't change where the game's headed.
No, well,
we hope they can.
Yeah, they've certainly stitched themselves up with the precedent because they're being pretty harsh on it. So anything less than that is kind of...
It is sad. It's horrible. So let's just... I don't know where we go from here. I don't. There's no real options.
Flag football.
Flag, zones, no tackling the ground, touch
footy,
helmets.
Yeah.
Could do that. Helmets. It's not on. Let's hope they fixed up AFL. They really need to. Dean Cox. Our boy, big Cox. Huge cock, veiny cock. Front runner for the Eagles job. We saw it coming. Probably ideally the leading candidate. The Eagles certainly think so.
Yep.
Certainly think he's the leading man. They put him as their number one target. Now, Dane and Sydney, they've had a chat and they've said, Dean, like, you are next in line for this job. If you want it, it's all yours. But then again, how long is Dean going to wait for this job? It might be 5. Horse is going well. Horse might take him to a grand final. He's been going well. He's mentally sound. Like, physically, he's up and about. He's obviously got the playing group listening and hanging on to every work and they're implementing it. So how long does Dean decide that I'm going to stick it out under Horse because they've told me that I've got the job?
When you've got a big horse doing good things, you don't need a big Cox, do you? That's the
How long can he stay hard for at Sydney?
Yeah, well, I mean, right now they're rock hard, but, I also think, I remember there was a moment a couple of years ago, was it when Ross Lyon came in? I can't remember, but it felt like St Kilda needed people in the club that were proud to be from St Kilda. So then you've got Lenny Hayes, Goddard, Harvey, and you went, oh my goodness, how good is this? So I love the idea for West Coast fans that they could sit there and think we've got one of our own who loves this club, because Simo's still a great coach. Like, he deserves to get another opportunity, I think.
He might. He might get Tassie.
Yeah, well, unbelievable.
Yeah.
But someone like that to come in and be like, oi, just so you know, when you go out there, you're an Eagle.
Yeah.
And you'd listen to Cox.
You would. Yeah, you definitely would. I mean, you listen to all Cox.
Yeah, most Cox.
Mm-hmm. I listen to mine.
Yeah.
I definitely do. I know Shinboners listen to theirs.
Yeah.
They feel it and they listen.
They feel it.
He'd be a great coach. I think you're right. Just bringing someone in who genuinely wants to be there, knows the fabric of the club, knows what they stand for, was there during success. You couldn't think of a better candidate. So they've clearly got him as the number one target. It's just, does he want to go back there? Is it an appealing job, or is that just an emotional factor for him to go back there? Like, I don't know if he'd... What's enticing to you about that is outside of Reed, a couple of draft picks again this year, Waterman maybe... You've got an aging backline. Barras wants to leave. McGovern's 30-something.
Well, it's a new project. Like, you're starting from scratch relatively so. And you think about why... Okay, I'd be looking at the Hawthorn model and think at the time when Sam Mitchell went there, that was an emotional job. But also, like, would you really want to be going to Hawthorn at the time? And then now, I can't imagine anyone out there would want to go to Hawthorn. Like he's set a precedent. He's got... it looks fun... He looks happy to be home.
Cool. Did you see them do their thing yesterday?
They look unbelievable.
Retro around, dress up as what you want. Just cool with it. Like, the Hawks, I just don't give a rat's ass about what's happening. Don't care who they're playing, where they're playing. Just cool with it.
Yep. So, and that's down to Sam Mitchell. So Dean Cox could look at that model and go, I can go home, get a shed load of cash, an opportunity as the top dog, and I get to sort of mould a club that I love into what I want it to look like. So
true.
I think there's a lot there.
That's a good argument raised. I think so. Apparently he's unofficially said to Sydney, I'm in. Like, let's, sort out what this looks like over 5 years if I am going to take over.
Yeah.
But also, there's no doubt that he'd be talking to West Coast just to see what's going on and what they're offering.
Do you know if there's the same sort of legality around what conversations you're allowed to have as a coach, as a player? Like,
yeah, clubs greenlight it.
Yeah.
So if you're a coach and say Sydney obviously hear the media and they say, look, we know West Coast talking to you. If they are, just give us a heads up and we're more than happy for you to go have a chat.
Yep.
But that, and also it forces Sydney to make a move and say, let's lock you in for 4 years and give you a succession plan.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't think he'll leave. I think he's a front runner for sure, but I don't think he would leave. Sydney are making finals. They're an up-and-coming team. They're still young as well. We're looking at this team that's been a bit like Geelong, so good for so long, but they're a young squad who are going to be around the mark for the next 3, 4, 5 years. Maybe in the next 3 years, Dean does take over and he gets the keys to a Ferrari.
Yeah. He's
Merritt's
42.
Ferrari. So he's ready to go.
He is ready to go, really, isn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. Just back on the Mitchell thing, hasn't he just been a revelation in terms of... We spoke about how cool they are and how much they don't give a damn and they walk with swagger and they move like in a different way to everyone else. That's not Mitchell at all. That wasn't him as a player.
No.
So he's gone away. He went to West Coast. Didn't he do assistant coaching?
Yep.
Went away to West Coast and learnt, hey, I can't just shove me down their throats and put Cox can. But I can't say I was this player, I was this coach. You guys have to do this. I have to let them be cool with it.
Yeah,
which is a credit to him.
Well, I think his experience probably under Alistair Clarkson as well, because that was very much the case, right?
Yeah,
no long sleeves. You're going to be.
Yeah. I mean, he was I got that right in my head. He was the successor in a succession plan to Clarko.
I'm
pretty sure he was.
Remember.
They did a handover job.
Yes.
Very much against, and everyone was against it. And so essentially that's what Horse and Coxie be doing.
Yeah. I'm just double checking on that. I always forget. I knew he was assistant coach at West Coast, but I always forget he played there.
Yeah, I know. It feels like random. And Drew Peachy went there.
Yeah.
Really weird.
Really weird. Like, I can picture him in the club polo.
Yeah.
Coaching, but I can't picture him off the top of my head
run around
in the Guernsey.
No. It was a real cash grab though. The playing days at West Coast. 2 years, 600. Thanks.
Yeah.
No worries. This is crazy here. So Jack Buckley from the Giants has a decision to make. Giants defender Jack Buckley is tossing up whether to miss one of his team's AFL games in order to watch his girlfriend Celeste Mucci, hope I said that right, compete at the Paris Olympics. Buckley revealed the dilemma this week, explaining he would have to skip one of the Giants games to see his girlfriend in action in Paris. Mucci is qualified for Australia's athletics team. She'll compete in the 100-metre hurdles along with fellow Aussie Liz Clay. Liz Clay, fan of the show. And he said this. So he was in Kingsley's office a little while ago, and Kingsley does love his athletics. So I was actually too scared to ask him. And when I was trying to ask him, but I was too scared to get out, he picked it up straight away and sort of looked at the fixture at who he had. Brisbane in round 22. So he said, nah, mate, you're not going. I'm getting a lot of flack about it. Unfortunately, it's out of my hands. We'll see. It's very unlikely, and I'm also scared to ask him again. I mean, he's fucking scary. His biceps are huge. He could literally just, if you're a player, Giants player, and you walk past Kingsley's office and he's got Buckley's head in his bicep like a crab.
Yep.
You're thinking, okay, Jack asked to go to the Olympics, didn't he?
Yep. I'll come back later.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You're squeezing my head really hard with the pressure in your biceps.
Yeah.
He's got huge arms.
Yeah,
Kingsley.
no.
I went there when I shot with Gatorade. Big boy.
Yeah.
Like just a big fucking rock.
Would there be a coach out there, like if he had to fight someone?
Bevo.
Who'd win that? You reckon Bevo is a chance?
I think Bevo would be dirty bastard, eh?
Oh, well, he looks like...
Squirrel grip.
Yeah. Yeah. Or, just, I don't know, smack a pool cue over his head. And,
It'd be a fight, real scrap.
yeah.
Pretty crazy decision to make. I mean, part of me goes, do you just let him go to the Olympics? Mm-hmm. Or teammate had on, you can't leave at round 22 against the Lions, and we're 2 weeks away from finals. Your coach, Ollie, go on. What are you saying to him? I'll come in your office. Hey, mate, how you going?
Yeah, g'day, mate. How are you, Dane?
Shut up, Kingley.
Right. Yeah.
Listen, big arms. My girlfriend's running at the Olympics. Just wondering if I can go. What are your thoughts? Question queries. Only been gone for a week.
Okay. When is it?
Round 22.
Round 22. We've got the Brisbane Lions. Big game.
Is it? They're shit.
Here's what I'm going to say to you, Jack Buckley.
Okay, listening.
You've played 43 games since 2018. I reckon we can do without you. I think you'll be right for the game. I mean, fair?
Yeah, it is fair. It's pretty,
Don't let Toby Green have any ideas.
No.
Or Himmelberg or any of these
Everyone else can go, yeah. Maybe don't mention that I'm maybe potentially thinking about giving weeks away. Like Hogan,
Yeah.
tell him like
There's
we didn't have this
absolutely
chat.
no chance.
No chance. Tom Green, not happening. Canelio, Whitfield, definitely not. But
Yeah.
I think you're good.
43 games in 6 years.
I think you're right.
It's all good, buddy.
He's pretty good down there though. Yeah, and Sam Taylor be coming back though, so I don't know.
Well, I mean, players can go. I know it's not the same thing, but like players are allowed time off for a myriad of personal reasons, like babies
weddings.
being born, weddings.
So Markov and Langdon went for weddings this year.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
round 6 though.
Yeah, no, I get it, but you know, she might never go to the Olympics again. And if she does, she's got another 4 years to wait. It's a pretty big thing.
Well, also for Jack, and he's a good player, but he might never have the opportunity to play Brisbane and Brisbane at round 22 again.
It's a real.
It's a real.
You know.
It is. It's crazy. Watch your space. Hey, this is also, we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, but the AFL now has proposed changes to the clubs to next-gen academy access for this year's draft. So the AFL is set to walk back on its rule limiting clubs' access to their next-gen academy players for this year's draft. Clubs chiefs were briefed today in Perth. They're at the summit, as we know, discussing all these things on changes set to be applied this year that will see all clubs have access on their next-gen academy players from pick 1 onwards. It sees the AFL reverting to rules that saw the Western Bulldogs match a bid at pick number 1 on next-gen product Jamaru Ugahagan, in 2020 before access on NGA players was phased back to outside the top 20 and then outside the top 40. So go ask Saints fans about Cam McKenzie. Backflips. AFL is doing some things at the moment.
Can you explain to me and the listeners, because I definitely understand, so I don't really actually need you to explain it, but the Next Gen Academy, because it's not like an academy in other sports, like in football.
Where you're actually
across
under that
the world,
team.
where you're like just going through and you can keep signing contracts. So like, how does it actually work? I don't know a lot about it.
So you can be a Sandy player
Yeah.
and be in Saints Next Gen Academy.
Yeah.
So the Saints invite you to one-off days, some
Yep.
training, some stuff, but put you in this pool of players that, hey, like we're going to work with you because we see massive potential in you. And that starts from 12 through to the draft year. So it's actually the club going back and investing in players that have come through their systems and their academies like that.
Is that really investing in them though? Like just sort of identifying the talent and being like, yeah, come for a kick every now and again. I don't know.
It is or not, but it's kind of like scouting though. Like if you do all the work in giving them young kids experience and advice and all this stuff, and then like you put the work into them early, then maybe you should have dibs on them first. I'm okay with it.
I think that I'd like to know, before I make my decision, I'd like to know more about exactly what involvement the clubs have. Because if it's way more hands-on than what I'm thinking in my head, then I think that that's totally fair enough. But if once a year you're saying come down to the club for a run, essentially, and my scouts at the club are going to come and watch the odd sandy game and go, yeah, you're quite good at footy, then I don't think that first dibs is necessary.
So this reads, AFL clubs each have a designated region to run their own next-gen academy program, which involves the numerous activities, including Aussie Rules clinics and skill sessions, come try days and activations, leadership and teamwork programs, fitness testing and training programs, education sessions. Participants will be exposed to elite football environment through top-level coaching, first-class facilities, and expertise across health, fitness, and personal development. Each club program may slightly differ, but will involve multiple sessions across each of these key areas that will be conducted through school holidays and out-of-hour programs.
Okay. So do you reckon if one of these players gets injured, for example, they could probably be looked after by the club?
100%.
Yeah, okay.
If you're a 14, 15-year-old that's done your ACL and you've been a gun, I think a club would say, come and we'll
look after you.
Doing rehab here.
Okay, well then that would be frustrating to lose that player in the draft for sure.
I think it's like McAndrew. McAndrew did stuff through Melbourne since he was 14.
Yeah.
And did training sessions with them. And when he was at training with them, all the players were like, well, this guy's a freak. And they invested him in that way. And then he goes to the GC at pick 5, 6, 7, whatever he was. And the Melbourne didn't even have an opportunity to bid on him.
Yeah.
And be like, hey, no, we'll give up as much as we have to get him.
Yeah.
So that makes sense to me.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I think I'd just like more involvement. But I don't know enough. I'm just going to hold my hand up there and say...
We'll call Laura and ask.
Yeah.
Hey, Laura, what's this about? But also the tackling. What are you guys doing?
Yeah. what we've got, yeah.
What are you guys doing there? Let's get into some football. Big week of football. Let's find out who's going to be this 8, I reckon. We've got to start separating. They are stuck together like a waffle. Absolutely jam-logged on the ladder here. We start with Friday Night Football at Marvel Stadium. Essendon via the Crows. Essendon bad loss last week in the rain. Really didn't do much to help themselves put a case to maybe we're the contenders this year. And Adelaide's last 3 weeks have been really good. Knocked off the Giants, lost by 11 points to the Lions, and beat the absolute shit out of the Saints in the wet in Adelaide last week. They rolled into Marvel last time Adelaide and beat the Blues, so don't forget that. They don't mind going to Marvel. The Bombers are out of the top 4 at the moment, and they're standing on top of the 3rd scariest slide in the world. The slide out of the 8. Redemption game for Adelaide. Remember, I think last time they played, it was in Gather Round. Or maybe not, just after the other round. The Draper incident, where he tried to root the footy.
No, I don't think that was Gather Round, but yeah, I remember that.
It would have, well, if it was, you would have been absolutely bashed there. It would have been hard for you to get out. But Draper incident, so they have a redemption here to be like, okay, correct this wrong. And the AFL does as well. Give Adelaide one back, maybe. Back at Marvel, it's their deck. Surely, for me, the Bombers don't lose this.
I can't say.
Friday Night Football.
I just can't say that happening.
Adelaide haven't won a game in the state since round 7 either. So they've got that Gold Coast problem. They got Gold Coast-itis. They've got redemption. I think the Bombers, they just find a win. If they lose this, I need permission by the Bombers fans to go a bit crazy on them.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the ladder. Yeah, you'd think Giants are we'll save that. But like the teams around them are winning, I think, this weekend.
Around the Essendon Bombers?
Yeah.
Yeah, they need to win.
It's an absolute
Adelaide are competitive.
Of course they are. They're a decent team.
Oh, I'm going to go Bombers, but I wouldn't be surprised if if Adelaide pip them.
No, you can't.
I am. I'm going. Give me Adelaide Crows.
No.
Yeah, give me Adelaide. I've changed.
No.
Yeah, give me Adelaide. I've changed. I want Adelaide. I reckon they come to town and just upset the party.
Dang.
I reckon they push him down the slide. I like Adelaide's last 3 weeks. I like it a lot more than Essendon's.
What about Gold Coast-itis?
Doesn't apply. I reckon they've taken some meds for it.
They've got some meds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. I'll be going to the Bombers, but okay.
Okay. I'm going to absolutely burn it. Don't find the studio and burn it to the ground, Essendon fans.
No.
That's scary. Saturday, Expansion Cup, Giants and the Suns at that shithole stadium that I fucking hate so much. NG Stadium back there. Giants are back. We're missing for 8 weeks, but they are dangerous and scary, thinking finals. And if you're in the cheer squad, I think there's 3, 4, 5 of them. Dangerous time to be sitting there because they're just kicking goals left, right, and centre. 35 goals in the last fortnight.
Yeah.
Keep your eyes
good.
up. Talk about concussion on the field.
Yeah.
Concussion outside the field.
Yeah.
AFL.
Yeah.
Look out. Suns need to win this one. They need 1 or 2 wins outside of what they have at home to make a case for the 8. I've still got them playing finals. Last time they played away, remember the Dimmer told them to grow the fuck up. So I think he'd be at the Gold Coast just winding them up, thinking, we cannot go to Angie Stadium. I know you don't like the stadium. I know it's boring. I know it's in the middle of nowhere. There's no bars or anything around it. I know that the crowd's a long way away from the back of the goals. But boys, you need to rock up for this game. And I don't reckon they'll leave Angie Stadium without 4 points.
What has got into you today?
Nah, I reckon I just don't see how they can disappoint Dimmer again.
Okay.
I know the Giants are scary and they're up and about and they're playing good football. I just for the Suns, where they're at, their history, changing their image of themselves and the noise around them, I just can't see how they can go to NG and not have any oomph about them. Give me the Suns.
This is just wild. All right, tipper's choice. What do you think it's sitting at?
70-30.
95% Giants.
Okay. 95% idiots out there.
Yeah.
That's what I hear.
Wow. I mean, I didn't see that coming. I thought the way the Giants rode the storm in a little bit of last week's game against Richmond and then just went, settle down. We've got this covered. They're a good team.
They are.
No.
Angie Stadium's also, I mean, there was talks up there when I played that the Angie Stadium, where it was called back in the day, they ripped Metricon Stadium, so they're still very similar, the feel. The open air at one end.
Oh, just the blueprint of the
blueprint.
stadium.
So it does feel, I know, it does feel a bit like home for the Suns. It's just orange.
And if just one person just does a bit of if
there's one trumpet, it's over. If I hear one trumpet, the Suns win by heaps.
So be on trumpet check.
I honestly I'm taking the Suns.
All right, fair enough.
You taking Giants?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're not seeing eye to eye. This is
Okay, come on. Don't do this to me.
Just look this game. It's at the same time. Thank God there's 2 games. This is the only week I'll say thank God there are two games starting at the same time because I won't have to watch this absolute shit fest. Bad day to be a Chinese restaurant with the amount of chopsticks that be getting stolen. Chopstick to the retina special, this one. Just Saints v. the Eagles at Marvel. Saints really struggled to score in the wet, which didn't surprise me at all. They struggled to score in the dry. And Ross just plays a defensive game where he will drag you down into the depths of just a boring game and drown you in it. And this is exactly what this will be. This will be under the roof, dry conditions. The Saints will score a little bit better, but this will be a boring game to watch.
I couldn't disagree more if I tried. Is this not a perfect opportunity under the roof against the struggling West Coast side to flex our muscles? Because we can score goals. We've seen it. The last few weeks have been pretty decent for the Saints. That loss against Adelaide was bad, but we let the scoreline get away from us. But generally speaking, I think we can all be forgiven for the fact that was relatively low scoring.
You working this game?
Yeah.
What time is it?
1:45.
1:45. I don't know. I just think you guys will win. I don't think the Eagles can come here and win.
No.
But I just don't think that you guys are going to blow people away with how you play.
Okay.
You'll get a win and we'll go, eh.
Well, you'll go,
I'll be able to see the game. My eyes will be chopped out.
Not even...
I'll see you all the ER, everyone.
Yeah.
Chopsticks. Why is there 50,000 people with chopsticks in their eyes? Oh, they went to the Saints and Eagles game.
So you reckon 50,000 will be there?
No. 50,000 in Australia that might watch it. You'll get a crowd of 1:45 Saturday. You get a crowd of at least 11,000.
Daniel, it'll be more than that. It'll be way more than that.
Okay, Mr. 30K. When how much was it? 19 last time.
I think at that time, I might have got my numbers wrong. There'll be 20.
You'll have less than 20,000 people there.
All right, I'm more than happy to put an official bet on the line here because I feel like that's the way it's going.
Put a chopstick in left eye then.
Well, I don't want to do that.
How many do you reckon actually?
Over 20, but not
doubt it.
not a whole state.
I doubt it.
Right.
It's absolute snooze fest. No McGovern again. Minor punctured lung. Now, what's a minor puncture? Is that just like it just definitely punctured his lung?
I think it has to be, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you can't have minor, he's just definitely punctured a lung.
Yeah.
Philippou, out for 3 or 4 weeks. Hip. It's just he was getting going as well.
Mate.
He was getting up and about. You guys got a curse down there.
I sit here as a Saints fan. I go, I just feel angry all the time.
You guys are cursed this year.
Like
Injuries. He was going well. Is that, you know what it is? You just chucked in the midfield. a bit too early, maybe too much midfield time in the wet.
Yeah. I just want... Yeah, I don't know. It feels like that, but it just feels like I just need to get the Saints fans together for a big hug and go, we're not bad people. We're very good people, but bad things are happening too. Like, that's just how it feels.
Man, I don't know what's happening again, but I've literally, as we've had this chat, I've got a vibe. I know it sounds so dumb. That's why I crossed my legs. I've got a tingle. Eagles win it. I have no idea. I'm promise you, I've just felt something just then when we were talking.
Really?
The more we've spoken, Philippou out, McGovern's out, but they got Barras. You don't have a key forward up there. I like the Eagles. Waterman, Oscar Allen, Reed, Kelly. Give me the Eagles. God damn it.
Wow. This is just... So you've gone Crows against Essendon in Melbourne, Suns against Giants in Sydney, and you've got the Eagles against St Kilda at Marvel.
Yeah.
All right.
Only because of all those reasons and because I saw Ross Lyon in Uber Eats ad.
And you didn't like it?
Didn't like it. Did you see it?
No, what did he do?
He's like pretending to give everyone a spray on the couch and then he drops the F-bomb.
Oh, that sounds funny.
Yeah, well.
Didn't do it for you.
Just give me the Eagles.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, you're going to say something.
course
How much
I am.
buy? How much buy though? You think it's gonna be a big win?
Yeah, I reckon we'll be fine. No, we'll be fine. This will be a 30-point win to the Saints.
Oh, okay. This is literally the next game just down the road is massive. Hawks v Pies.
Yeah.
The red hot, cool Hawks versus the Pies, who the media are kind of like swarming around a carcass, just feeding off at the moment. This is a win or planned footy trip week. That's where their mindsets are at. This is the one where if you're playing in the four walls of the club, you go, we win this game and we are finals, or we start talking to Flight Centre and we work out if it's going to be Thailand or Bali.
I got to say, I hold my hand up. Didn't realise they were in 12th.
Pies?
Yeah. Didn't realise.
Slipping. So a lot of chat around the Pies this week, and I said media really feeding off this carcass. The more chat, hey, can't go away. They're on him hard. They're coming from saying he can't defend, and he's getting all his timing wrong, and he has to play VFL, people are saying, or, even someone said today or the other week that if you're a key forward, you'd be loving the opportunity to get Darcy Moore right now. So he's out of form, yes, 100%, but he's just your captain.
Yeah,
so he's going to keep
totally.
playing. A lot of talk now around the Schultz and Guinea trade that people are asking, hey, did we regret doing this trade? And if you ask me, I don't reckon you regret anything. Guinea played 8 VFL games last year.
Yeah, it's
they
true.
are pretty much what you've got out of the trade. If you're a Freo or if you're a Pie or you're a Hawk, you'd be happy with what you got. Schultz has always been a 20 to 30 goal a season goal kicker. He's kicked 28 goals a season his last 3 years. He's at 20 right now. So that's what you're getting is exactly what you wanted to achieve in the trade. He's not going to save your forward line if you're a Collingwood fan thinking Schultz is coming in, he's going to change everything up forward. He's just not going to do that. He's going to give you everything he's got every game. And for Guinea, he suits Hawthorn so much. Gets high up the ground. He gets out the back of defenses. So it's been a trade that's worked for everyone. Now, Collingwood probably aren't stoked about giving a first round pick for it, given that their list is aging. They probably would have loved a first round pick now to replenish this list, and that would have been good to have in the back pocket.
Yeah.
It's just aesthetically giving up a first rounder for Schultz looks a bit like, okay, maybe they got fleeced on paper, but you got exactly what you want if you're a Collingwood fan.
So this game.
Guinea back to the Hawks.
Well, he was a test. Do we know?
I think he'll come back. I think they're pretty confident.
Okay.
The Hawks just keep giving me a reason to believe that this year there's just something that's happening here. And the Pies just haven't given me any real confidence to pick them again after their last month of football. So I'm going to go the Hawks because they're just riding the emotion. I think that the young dogs like a big stage.
Yeah.
This is exactly what they're going to get. Their home game.
Yep. Hawks home game, 4:35. Gee.
And they just keep rolling into stadiums, no matter where the stadium is, Perth, Tassie, Melbourne, Adelaide, wherever it is, they just keep rolling in, cool with it, then bounce with 4. So give me the Hawks.
Yeah, and I also think a bit of a revenge game for the Hawks because they should have beaten Collingwood in gather round. They really should have.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Hawks for mine.
I just don't know where the Pies are scoring their goals from.
No.
It feels like Dacos, Degoe and their mids have to score 1 or 2 each for them to win. I
Yeah.
don't think it's going to happen this week. Against the Hawks team who Hawks bash you. Like they're physical and get at you and up in front and just hurt you physically. I just don't think the Pies, given where they're at, their injuries, are ready for that kind of game.
Massive.
Prime time Saturday. Geelong versus the Dogs. GMHBA.
I love
A, B,
it.
C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K Stadium. If Geelong blow the Dogs away now in this game,
Yep.
we're talking about them as the most red hot team in the comp again,
It's true. Yeah.
which is wild.
They have
given
to be.
They went away from being nothing like what they are now after winning 7 in a row. We'll come in here and say, if they win Monday, we'll come in and say, okay, we think maybe they could win a flag.
I mean,
if,
of course they can, though.
well, I wouldn't have said that 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. But they were going like a busted ass a couple of weeks ago. They lose Hawkins and then all the belief comes out of them. And then they come out, they beat the Pies and they keep showing up and they beat Essendon and go, okay, well, here we go. Maybe there was something here. Now they could get a home final this year, not at the G, but at the Cattery. Remember this. So it's reported a couple of weeks ago that any week 1 or 2 final that has a projected crowd of 55,000 must be played at the MCG. Anything under that, well, then maybe there's an opportunity for a discussion to say Marvel, GMHBA. So if they say it's a 40,000, GMHBA is 40,000 seats. If they get a Giants or a Freo in that first week of a final, then there's every chance they can have it down there.
Of course.
Which is dangerous. Dangerous time to be a team travelling to the Cattery in a final. I just don't close my eyes, can't see the Dogs winning at GMHBA.
No, it looks weird.
Looks
optically.
weird them being there.
They've left.
It's not Marvel.
No, which I hate for them. Battle of the household pets. It's got to be the Cats.
I'm going to go the Cats purely because where it's been played.
Yeah.
I think Cameron will have a field day.
So again, I think I've asked you this a few times. At Marvel, you reckon
Marvel, I just think
you'd back
Dogs are hard to beat
Yeah.
at Marvel at their deck. So give me Geelong and give me Geelong by a long, big margin.
Okay, but you sounded quite undecided. But now,
The more I talk about stuff, the more I'm getting clarity.
Yeah,
It's like
okay.
I'm Rain Man now. The clouds are just disappearing from each other.
Okay.
And I'm seeing stuff clearer. Yeah, give me the Cats by heaps.
yep, I'm going to back the Cats. Don't know about by heaps, but I like it.
Okay, how many points do you reckon? How many is heaps to you?
Thank God. Well, that's a good question. What's heaps? I think 40 plus is heaps.
6 goals is a lot.
Yeah, that's heaps.
That's heaps. When
Yeah.
we say heaps, it means 6 goals.
Yeah, okay.
And the other primetime game starts at the same time, which is just awesome. Actually, it's not that bad given it's Port and Richmond Adelaide. Now, Richmond go back to Adelaide. I think they beat Adelaide last time they were there. And Port did give them the business early in the year at the MCG by 30 points. So it's going to be pissing down rain again in Adelaide.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Let me have a
Adelaide. Just
look.
sort it out, And if you are going, to this game on the hill, remember what you got to do. Send Ollie a selfie. Give him the finger. He absolutely loves it.
Yeah, I loved it.
He loves it. Melt the hotline down if you want again. Dusty could return for the Tigers. Now, I'm going to raise this and put it out there for everyone. I reckon Dusty's checked out. Give me a vibe. He's probably checked out a little bit.
Is that what you would imagine, or has he actually done something that you're like, he just?
Well,
he's
I just
checked
look
out?
at him, 33 years old, last on the ladder, back is cooked. A 1 week back turns into a 2 week back in terms of a CBF back.
They're the worst ones.
And I have no idea, but I just get a feeling that I think maybe he might have checked out. And you
Yeah.
can't blame him,
Yep.
given where they're at. I'd still be like, there's a lot of talk that the Tigers think they'll keep him or he'll retire. I still think that he goes to the Suns. And I have no idea in saying that. I have no credibility in saying that. But I just think if he stays with the Tigers, he's probably expected to be the guy a little bit in a way. But if he goes to the Suns, he can be the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th guy. Hey, have a free second week off kind of guy.
No, it's perfect for him.
I think he's checked out, which you know what?
But he's not done anything to make you think that, right?
Just attitude vibe.
Really? So he has?
Balls are tingling today.
Yeah, you'll
You get that
fired
feeling?
up.
Yeah. It's like someone's got him pressing on.
You know what's good? I think what's
Someone
happened
actually
is,
down there. Hello.
It's because I've come in with such a.
I've had to match it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's like we've put 2 alpha dogs in a room, and one has to come out on top. So I've made you kind of.
Like 2 of those Thailand fighting fish. What are they called?
Oh no, the Japanese fighting fish. That's what they're called.
Yeah, Japanese fighting fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 come in, one leaves.
That's what we are. Port need to win this. They do. I think they'll win easily, but
Yeah.
they could be their last win of the season. They've got Carlton, Sydney, Melbourne, the showdown, and then Freo and Freo.
Oh, dear.
That is
That's a
just
horrid run.
nightmare fuel.
Ooh.
If you're a Port Adelaide fan. Absolutely horrible for a team who's fighting for finals. Talk about scary slides. They could just roll down the ladder.
They could really roll.
Yeah, I don't think they're winning many games after this, if any. If any. How many dudes you don't got the skills to go in and roll to something like this? Finlayson lacerated spleen.
Just a minor laceration.
Man, lacerated spleens are in this season, aren't they? Everyone's doing it.
They're very vogue.
Yeah, they are very in. Syndesmosis out. Lacerated spleens where it's at. Yeah. So that means Dixon comes in and replaces him all year, which is a Port fan. Dixon's been a great servant at your footy club, but he's probably just not the guy you want carrying your forward load.
No, that's fair. I still quite like him, though.
I love him. I think he's got a nasty dog in him.
Oh, yeah.
Which is good. When he spits and bites, it's venom.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's got like the action venom. I think he's got the mouth physical venom.
Okay. Maybe that's what they need at some point, though.
True.
To stand up.
Give me Port in absolute pissing down rain on the hill.
Yeah. Yuck. Port. Sunday,
Game of the round, I'm calling it. Brisbane, who have come from the absolute clouds to be fourth versus the best team all year, Sydney, who are clear flag favourites. 110 games, sunny Brisbane, let's fucking go. Let's go. Now, Sportsbet isn't getting anyone an inch here. The line has Brisbane by 0.5 points. They're the favourites going into it. Both teams might score 20 goals here.
I've just checked 23 degrees.
Yeah.
Perfect conditions.
Perfect. They could light the score, but there could be 40 goals in this game.
Wow.
It's going to be, if you 110, I'm telling you, everyone, clear Sunday 1:10 p.m. Park yourself on a couch and watch this. Get some popcorn, get some beers, let them bark at you and watch this game of football. It's going to be absolutely amazing.
What a weird Sunday game.
Good Sunday game.
Yeah.
Great Sunday game. Lions haven't lost a game since round 11. We said their season literally started after the bye. The week before the bye, they had Hawthorn at Marvel. They lost to them.
Yep.
And we all said, okay, they're done now. Come back, refresh after the bye, a few beers, a few home truths in Brizzy, a few Hog's Breath meals, and look at them come back. I think they haven't lost a game since then, or maybe they've dropped one, I'm not sure, but they are red hot. Charlie Cameron is out, as if you haven't heard on the episode, I was pretty happy about. Lockie Neal winning a third Brownlow. Everything's going right for them at the moment, except for the Charlie Cameron stuff. Isaac Heaney, Freeney. Bring him back. He's finally back. And you know, they ripped the Brownlow away from him, so he's going to come back with absolute vengeance this game.
I love that. He's finally back. He's been one game, but we've missed him so much.
He's back big time. He sent a message to the league as well saying, when I get back, look out a bit, you know? Not threatening anyone, but also watch your back.
If I was.
Yeah, you'd know. Callum Mills is now sore, so he might get that sub vest. Came back last week, had 12 touches, a little bit sore, finding his feet.
Yeah.
He's the captain of the footy club, isn't he?
He is.
Him just doing a rotator cuff at Mad Monday is awesome.
It's still it's one of the greats.
One of the greats. So I'm going to pick here. What a game. I'm going to go to the Swans on the road. I think this is a game where they roll in and just say to everyone, you got to come to Sydney to win that flag. Come through us first. This is our league still. I feel like the Lions have been up for so long. Our big thing on this show is you can't stay up there for so long. Eventually you're going to have to dip one. Since round 11, that's exhausting work. I think they dip one here.
Who's more informed, Lions or Cats?
Lions, obviously.
So you reckon they're the informed team?
Yeah.
Not the Cats?
No. Are you saying Cats instead of Sydney?
No. I'm just talking about Cats.
Oh, no. I think Lions are. Lions.
So,
you can make an argument for Hawthorn as well, but I think the Lions
are the...
As we said on Mondays, the Lions have just gone about their business since round 11. We've looked at them in the bottom 8. Okay, they've come up 14th. Oh, they come up to 12th. Okay, they're 10th. Now they're top 4 after last week. Like, they've just gone about their business. They are a good team. I think they've just worked their absolute arse off to get back to where they are. I think they're exhausted. It's hard work to be up and to fight for your season week after week. And Sydney dipped a couple. They smoked Kangaroos. They'll go to a sunny Brisbane, which they love the sun. They're tan. They're hot as hell. They know the sun. They're familiar with the sun. It's
true. I'm going to say that we want a Charlie Cameron to play, but I don't think they'll miss him. He's not been unbelievable.
He's been quiet.
He's been pretty quiet, and I think that this is probably one of my favourite games where I get to see Hipwood do his thing. So I'm gonna have to go to the Lions.
So you reckon, because you've got that thing with Hipwood where he pops up every 6-7 weeks and just goes bang.
Just goes berserk.
You're against Hipwood game.
I think it's hip time.
Yeah, give me Hipwood in the pants.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we are really against each other then, aren't we?
I don't think we've tipped this. Oh, Port.
We haven't. Freo, next game. Freo at home against Melbourne. Freo, 15.5-point favourites here. Now, they had the Melbourne had the Pachaka injury, Chinese whispers that he was unhappy. That's been surrounding them, or did, for the last couple of weeks. That kind of has moved away, and they've played some good football ever since that kind of died over and they got over that. Not that they got over it, but it's left the media. Chinese whisper now is that tracks off to Europe and says, boys, almost had a car crash out there for you. Bled out a fair bit. Enjoy the season. I'm out. Off to Europe he goes.
I mean, Baslenka did it.
True. He did.
Why not?
No reason. I'm all for him. Just thought it was interesting, given a team that...
I think surely I think you'd want him to be back for finals if they make it.
A lot of whispers, too many whispers for me. The WhatsApp group, the angry, the hospital, the family, the brother, the Europe... Like, don't you reckon?
The cooking.
Ben Brown made him a cake and apparently he'd like pissed on it.
Yeah, the TikTok. Yeah, I heard that too. Wow.
So he's off. But Melbourne just hang around a bit like Brisbane. Like, you kind of just forgot about them and took them for granted what they're doing. Gawn's now back playing with a broken leg, dog. Got that chip on his fib and says, I don't care. Yeah, I have a chip on my fib. I'm going to go up against two rucks and said, give me Darcy and Jackson with a chip fib.
Hashtag chip fib.
Chip fibbed and doesn't care. So he's going to probably get up for that game. It's crazy that they're going to roll him out. We know they roll him out to the media to face the music week after week. But they so badly refuse to play a backup ruck that they're going to roll their best and most important player out with a chip fib. And fly him to Perth with a chip fib.
Yeah.
Give him the leg room. Also, last week, accidentally... let slip who DJ Shitboy is.
What do we do about that? Have you heard from said DJ Shitboy?
No, but it didn't help that everyone was commenting on like their post saying DJ Shitboy.
Because we checked, just for reference, you said he had an Achilles problem and there was only one player on the list.
I mean, done by me, knowing that Achilles is pretty rare.
Yeah.
Anyone could be DJ Shitboy. I still would deny. I'm going to go down swinging. Who knows? It could be anyone. DJ Shitboy could literally be anyone.
It's like Banksy.
It is like, it's not Gawn.
No.
And it's not Track. It's not Oliver.
Yeah, so there's three that it's not.
It's not Petty.
Okay,
it's not McDonald.
Okay.
It's not Fritsch.
Who else is it not? Lever.
Lever.
It's not Lever.
Judd McVie.
Yeah.
Lockie Hunter.
Yep. The rest, though, it could be.
The rest, it could be. Pearson Darcy could return for Freo, which is absolutely massive. And this Freo midfield is next level. We just don't talk about them enough because they're so far away from Melbourne.
Yeah.
And we don't really see them. You know, they get a Sunday shift, they get a
different
Tassie
time
shift.
zone, I forget.
Different time zone, different country, if you're asking me.
Yeah.
So far away. Keep going, sometimes I say.
Oh, totally.
So based on, remember last time, I'm going Freo.
Okay.
Based on the fact they played in Alice Springs last time.
Yeah.
And gave them the business by 92 points. I'm
true.
scared to see what they can do at home to them. Freo by 150.
But I reckon that Alice Springs played into their favour that game.
How?
Well, it's more so I don't think it played into Melbourne's favour and just Fremantle, you know.
I did not expect Freo to win by 92 points last time in Alice Springs.
No, but you think that if that's the precedent set, that then they can do more
At home?
in Perth?
100%.
Okay.
Freo's a team that I look at and I go, I don't know how you score. I know you got the big Kahuna, I know you got Mev, but outside of that, I don't know how you score, but you just keep putting runs on the board. You defend really well, your mids get back and defend. Yeah. Oh, now I can talk. Melbourne have a great defence. Big Kahuna versus May, Nev versus Lever. That midfield's too good.
It also, you're right, it is a bit like they Men in Black you during the game and you sort of forget and you wake up and they've scored all the goals. And you go, when did that happen?
Yeah. Oh, okay, it won't be 100 points. That was silly. Give me Freo by 2 goals.
Okay.
100 goals.
150 down to 14 points.
Yeah, I'm taking Freo.
12 points.
Freo.
Yeah, Fremantle for sure.
Okay. Last game in the graveyard. Carlton. That's insulting. Sorry, to read that correctly. Carlton's 4:30 Sunday. Carlton versus North. That's definitely right. Is that right, Ollie?
Well, it's 4:40 actually, not 4:30.
4:40,
so
but and that definitely that's definitely Carlton primetime Carlton Showtime Blues.
I think it is. Yeah, no, that's
a mistake.
No, there it is.
Beautiful AFL house. That's got to be a mistake. Carlton v North in the graveyard. Oh, so we're getting punished. We lose a couple of games and this is how we get punished, is it?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, all right then. That's fair. Yeah, we deserve it. I'm convinced the Blues hate Marvel. As we know, the Dogs love Marvel. I reckon the Blues hate Marvel. Hate winning centre bounce clearances. Hate defending a defensive 50 stoppage, ball up, throw in. Get familiar with defending, boys. I'd walk in there, I say, boys, Fossey, sit down. Wise guys in here, shut up. Boys, get comfortable being uncomfortable. When that ball's in the back 50, you guys have been turned to water. Just pissing yourself, shit in the bed. Put some nappies on. Okay? Take some Metamucil and start shitting. More so
than before.
Learn to fucking defend, boys. It's absolute bullshit. Every time there's a D50 stoppage or something happens in the back line, we're getting scored on. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm over it. 6 games, get familiar with defending and sort it out. Blues somehow are 6-goal favourites against North. Actually, no, the second ladder should be. Played all this year, walked them around by 54 points. If the Blues are half serious about this game, they just roll in here and just win by heaps.
There's just no circumstance in my head that I can picture in which North win this game. You cannot lose it.
If we lose this, I mean, we're in all sorts. We are the biggest frauds in the world.
In all sorts.
Yeah. This is a game where they come in, boost percentage, Charlie keeps his 6 so no one catches him in the Coleman. Jack Martin comes back, McGovern comes back. Like, you got to figure out if you play 1 or 2 rucks. I think you play 1 ruck. Just a game where you just beat the piss out of them. Just to show everyone.
Mate, I'm telling you, if your tips all come in, so let's just say in a weirdo world that North beat Carlton and your tips come in, Geelong will top you, Brisbane will top you, and Fremantle will top you.
So then we're 5th.
Yeah.
There's no way. North, I respect the hell out of it. You've been competitive the last 2 weeks. I mean, Sydney was a bit of a speed hump.
Yeah.
But you've been good post-bye. I just cannot see where the Blues, after losing Cribber's 200th, the media talking about them, don't go to Marvel Stadium and just put a stop to all the noise in the first quarter and say, told ya.
Yep. 201 games is a bit more prestigious anyway, so I think they'd be saving themselves.
You carry
for
them
this
off
game.
at 2-1.
Yeah.
I think they just shut everyone up in the first quarter, and it's a 54 to 6 point first quarter.
I totally agree with you.
And I think with the Blues, you know straight away where they're at. One of the teams where you know very clearly that if they're not on the first quarter, it's a long day. Giants were on the first quarter, but in the second quarter, you kind of could. A team that early you know.
Yeah, that's a good call.
You know, I think other teams you don't really know what's happening because they stay in the games or their structures stay sound or whatever it might be. But Blues, for some reason, is just a team that you can pick up early where they're at. Blues for me. Shout out to Eddie Ford. Eddie Ford.
Eddie Jones as well, while you're at it, I suppose.
Yeah, true. Signed a 1-year contract extension, team 2025. So he was pick 56 in 2020. I tell you what they do with 56 picks. Give him 2 years, put him in the scrap heap.
Yeah.
That's what you get when you pick 56. So shout out, mate. Great work. Got that bread. Got signed. Looks like Elvis. Has the best sideburns in the world. As I said, going to be way too much for North here. They've been good, competitive. They got some some young dogs that are good.
Oh, yeah.
Real good young dogs. But I think having Sydney last week, who were angry, now get Carlton, who, I don't know if they're angry, probably disappointed.
I think that they're pretty angry.
So they're going to get absolutely smacked around here. Someone needs to help Larky out up forward. They need to find someone. They need to go out in the off-season, draft someone, make a move for another forward, and give him some support.
Yeah.
Go and throw the bank at Oscar Allen.
I feel so bad for North. So they got Sydney, Carlton. They've got the Cats.
Oh.
And you're just like, if all goes to script, a rough few weeks.
I mean, you're looking at maybe across the 300 point,
I mean, it's
loss
possible.
spread across the 3. Good character building though. You know?
Oh, absolutely.
Like these are the losses that when Blues have had them, Suns have had them, Giants have definitely had them, that you look back in 3 or 4 years and goes, hey, got absolutely smoked, good character building, but also kept them up there. Oh, that's right. It's 2027. The Blues beat us by 100 points. Pull that file out. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Take a 50-point loss.
Yep. Uno reverse card style.
Yeah. Early in the year, I didn't know if Clarko had them
Yeah.
and if they're on the right page, but I think since the bye, I've worked out that no, they've got something here now.
They've got him. Yeah.
There's something that the North fans can look forward to going forward.
Yeah, agreed.
Well, I didn't think it was there halfway through the year. Okay, so I've gone pretty rogue this week.
You've gone ridiculous.
I think I've lost the plot.
A lot of away
July.
teams.
It's all this dry July just really getting to me.
Well, hopefully it means you see clearer. Who knows?
I don't. I see muddier.
Really? You don't have that just Carlton draft.
No, running
coursing
through my
your
veins.
yeah.
Nothing. So, all right, well, that's the week of football. All right, guys, that time of the week, sports bets, feed, and our DDF multi of the week, our team multi of the week. Now, as you're about to hear, you would have heard, we've gone pretty wide here. I've just got a feeling that this is a weird round, given it's been a weird season. So, stick with me. I've got Adelaide to beat Essendon on Friday night. I've got West Coast to beat St Kilda, and then I've got the Suns to beat the Giants in the Expansion Cup. Just those three. We're keeping it real narrow. We're keeping it tight, but we're going wide with it at the same time. So those three teams win. We do it together. It's on Sportsbet's feed. You can go on Sportsbet right now. Get on the feed, create an account. You can follow myself. You can follow Ollie. All those tips are there all week, every weekend. Go do it now. You've got a big week. What's on this weekend outside of doing your rockstar stuff and Saints game?
Well, we're going to the footy Saturday afternoon.
We are, correct. We're going to the Hawks Pies game.
Yep, so I'll be there sort of quarter time.
What are you doing for that?
Saints game.
Oh, Saints game. Rolling in.
You need a beer.
Yeah, I do.
So we're gonna be in a nice spot at a good game with someone pretty cool, and you're not gonna have a beer. That's gonna be huge.
Stay strong, brother.
Yeah, wow.
Fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm going to stay strong. I'm always there.
Well
Almost
done.
there. I feel good. A lot of people are doing it.
No, I get that. It's just
It's a lot.
I think a lot of people allow themselves a bit of a cheat day.
Losers.
Yeah.
Not mentally tough. Me,
No.
never. I wouldn't have a fucking butter on my bread back in the day. I think I'm going to have a fucking carb, mate. In a
You
beer.
would train and
Wouldn't
you
have
would
thought.
obsess. And
Yeah.
you-
Hey, good weekend coming up. Big weekend coming up. I'm trying to think what else I got on. Doing up to our merch. We're moving forward. I did say that we were going to be releasing some stuff by this time.
Yeah, you said by the episode.
Yeah, no chance.
Okay.
No chance. Still in discussions. We're not far away. I think by next week we'll have some stuff online.
Okay, cool.
To then release, then have a 2-week turnaround, and then people can get it.
Okay, cool.
This mic's doing my fucking head in. If you haven't noticed that. Everyone on YouTube will know what I'm talking about.
You keep touching it is your problem.
I said that before. That's what she said. Hey, everyone, have a great week. We'll see you on Monday. Go Blues. Go your team. If you're playing local football again, hang in there. I keep saying it every Thursday.
Yeah.
Good luck to you guys out there in the cold.
Yeah.
Peace.
I think you know.
Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.